Hey guys, welcome back for another very late set review. We are checking out the Water Dragon. School's been keeping me pretty busy, so that's why these reviews are especially late. Even if people aren't interested anymore, which is understandable, I'm still gonna make these reviews because honestly, why not? I'm assuming you guys know how these work, so without further ado, let's begin. Of course, all of these sets are gonna have some sort of side build, and here we have the shrine for the amulet. Not too much to say. I like the gold plate of the steps, the semicircle with these curved pieces, and the tridents are nice too. Also, of course, you see this water piece, which we see a lot in this wave. It's a great piece. And then these subs, which come with the seabed sets, definitely welcome additions. They really fit the underwater theme. I like the decals, the propeller at the back. It is very easy to open this piece and slide in a ninja. Yeah, not too much to say about the side builds. Now we get to talk about the main build for the set. We'll move from the front to the back eventually. But yeah, there should be a sticker here at some point in like the month it took me to build this set. The sticker sheet got lost with this one sticker on it. So yeah, that happened, unfortunately. But yeah, this headpiece is great. I really love the colors of this set. I mean, it's all just blue, but there's so many different shades of blue. It's great. And this shade especially feels very vibrant and very energizing almost. I love the details on this head. Swirls in white and details kind of in the back with this darker blue, and the eye is nice too. The lower jaw is just gonna be this gray piece, which, you know, not too much to say about that. This connector piece, it's okay. I feel like I've seen this pretty recently a lot in Ninjago Dragons, where the issue is you can, I mean, it allows for stuff like this to happen, where one of the jaws just goes way more ahead of the other half of the head, and you have to be very precise when you're like opening and closing the dragon, so stuff like this doesn't happen. I don't know, it's not a huge detail, or a huge problem rather. But as for the rest of the head, I like these gold pieces, but better yet, again, these elemental pieces are great, kind of like horns for the dragon, but it's super cool, really cementing that elemental feel to this dragon. The neck is nice too, you can move it up and down. I don't really think you can move it to the side, but this is pretty cool too. Some customization to be done with this. And, oh, okay, so you can move this upper part to the side. Yeah, that is pretty cool. And now moving ahead to this main area of the dragon, the wings are very nice. I really like when they use these paper wings. I think they're way superior to brick-built wings, which just honestly don't look like wings half the time. And I'm going to tilt this so you can better see it. But the details, again, are great. Kind of, you know, similar details to what we talked about over here. A lot of these swirls and stuff, it's really good. You can't really move the wings around too much, but that's okay. I like that in this set the wings aren't super big. It's kind of, you know, this set is it's a long set. It's not a wide or big set. This is a dragon that is very low to the ground, and I think that is a new style for dragons, which we haven't seen too much or at all in Ninjago. I think that's super cool. But as for the middle of this set, just this, you know, consistent line of dark blue, which runs all the way to the back. And I like these flapped pieces as well too. They're pretty cool. And you can see more decals as well. Yeah, great detail on these. I love them. And yeah, you can see the front leg as well. I'm not sure how well you could see it, but if you could see this line of these blue pieces, that's pretty cool too. And you can move the legs around to a small extent. But yeah, not too much to say about that. I don't really care much about how the customization for the legs. I think I knocked off one of the pieces there, but whatever. Hind legs are pretty similar. Again, a very similar line of these blue pieces, but one thing you're going to start seeing towards the back is these flipper pieces, which, you know, pretty appropriate for a water-themed set and wave. We see these on the scuba suits, on the ninja legs, but they're used here in the design of the set, and it's very cool. I really like how they used them. Towards the back of the set, you can move the body like this, so, yeah, pretty cool. And then, yeah, I mean, this tail, again, very long. As I talked about, this is a very long set. And the tail is pretty nice, too. You've got, like, 5 of these pieces. These 2 look to be the same. These 2 look to be the same. And, again, these blue lines. One thing you're going to notice on all 5 pieces is these flipper pieces. Super cool. I like how they make use of that piece, as I said. And this tail can really be, I mean, there's a lot of movement with this, which I think is nice. And then let's see if I can get a good view of this final piece at the back. Again, these water-themed pieces, great. It really makes the end piece for this tail feel complex. But overall, this dragon is great. It feels very connected to the idea of water. I know it's kind of dumb to compare the show with the sets, but I think this dragon looks better than its counterpart does in the show. Yeah, I know that kind of is a dumb comparison, but I feel like this dragon is very vibrant. It almost feels like a lot of these details are like stuff out of a painting almost. You know, maybe even like a Van Gogh painting or something, but overall, this set is really cool. First up for minifigures is going to be Energy Nia. This is a very complex minifigure, as you see, and we'll start from the bottom. This tailpiece is great. I believe it was originally used in Hidden Side as kind of like a ghost tail, but in this context, it works perfectly as water. I think this is the best piece to use for this minifigure. It's great. And moving up to this main area, you see these water arms. There are 4 of these, and it's pretty good. You can move these arms as you want. You can customize them. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Torso's nice. Again, it really looks like something out of a painting. You've got this more vibrant shade of blue, these stripes here, and then this main swirl of whitish blue, and then some more details off to the left side. Yeah, overall, this is pretty good. On the arms, you see these projectiles. One of the arms actually is transparent. Yeah, here's a good look at that. And the other's not. So I like that there's kind of this asymmetric detail. And then up at the top, you see this new hairpiece for Nia, transparent blue, and a mask. Yeah, this hairpiece appears in both this wave and her 10th anniversary figure. Pretty nice. And you can see on the face this line and dots. Yeah, it's really not surprising that people mistook this minifigure for Pixel at first, because there's definitely a lot of resemblance on the face. My only issue with this minifigure is it feels a bit complex, you know. There's a bit too much going on here. I might have done without these projectiles, or maybe without the half mask, but overall, it's not a big deal. So yeah, let's just get this out of the way and add in another piece to our stand here. Here is Scuba Zane, and as you see, these minifigures rather, all come with these flipper pieces, which we've already talked about a few times. And overall, this minifigure is really good too. One of the main issues I've had with the scuba mask that I talked about in the last set review was that oftentimes you can actually see the minifigure's mouth. For example, like if we bring in the Scuba Kai minifigure, you can see his mouth kind of just, you can barely see it at the top, but you can still see it, you know? And that's kind of a dumb issue with these minifigures. But for Zane's, I can't really see it as much. I think it's probably due to the fact that his face is gray, and maybe that somehow obscures the mouth a bit more. But yeah, that is kind of an issue with these minifigures, which isn't super obvious here. But you can see the mouth when it really should just be completely under the mask. So that is kind of a design flaw. But as for the actual mask itself, it's great. You know, in recent years, and yeah, Ninjago's been really mixing it up with these masks. We had video game masks, we had night masks, and now we have these underwater masks. And each time they mix it up, I think they really still stay true to the idea of a ninja, with the hood and this visor, which is in this nice shade of transparent blue for Zane. Overall, pretty good. And this piece is quite big. It not only makes up his mask, but also his scuba tank and his belt, which is pretty cool. How they use it, they just use one piece to knock out all of these different details. I like that. And you get guns in this wave as well for the ninja. And each of the ninja's guns vary in that the gold piece on top is just slightly different, which I think is a nice detail. Yeah, and I like this minifigure. I think overall it's pretty good. Again, towards the back, you can see his symbol in yellow, just in the background, covered up by some other stuff. I like the gray piece. This is kind of, I don't know, like a power source or something, you know? And I like that we see some of this gray plating on his toes and his knees. And the blue belt is pretty good too. Overall, the scuba minifigures I think are quite good, and this one is definitely not an exception. And next up, we are going to take a look at Prince Kalmar, the main villain for this wave and for this season. Yeah, this minifigure is quite good. It's a bit of a creepy looking minifigure, in all honesty, but I think it's very nice. I like how they use this new headpiece. I think it's new. It looks very good. The eyes are quite creepy, and almost kind of like a mustache with this part of the face. Overall, it's pretty good. The only inaccuracy is that we don't get a crown for him. I think a crown definitely would have been nice, but overall, not a huge deal at all. As I said in my last set review, love this armor piece. It is a shame, honestly, that they didn't include this in the show. It makes him look more like a warrior almost. So yeah, I like this armor piece. I think he just feels a bit bare without it in the show in comparison to this. Again, another one of these show set comparisons, which you may or may not find to be dumb. Trident is nice too. Might have been nice if they went a bit more show accurate with maybe like a, what was the color? I think it was like bright red or bright blue. I think it changes in the season. That might have been nice, but don't care too much. And this is good too. If you notice, I mean, we'll take a look at the Merlopian next, but this entire torso is very similar to the Merlopians. I think it's really good. I like how you have these bright pink details on either side. These gold chains, whatever this is, almost kind of looking like a skull. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be though. And I like that you get this stripe of kind of like tropical blue just down the middle. And yeah, pretty nice. If we go around to the back, you just see this gold plating. Yeah, overall pretty good. This is a very good minifigure. And now we just get to take a look at the Merlopians. There's two of them, or Hydro Whippers, whatever you want to call them, for this wave, or for this set, actually. Two of them. These look to pretty much be the same, so let's get that. That's going to be the unlucky one. Yeah, as with the Scuba Ninja, these come with flippers too, but in light blue, which is pretty good. And yeah, let's take a look at this minifigure. Very nice. They used this headpiece again, but kind of in a different context. You know, for the Pyro Whippers, these details are transparent, so it kind of feels more elemental. Here though, not really. These aren't transparent actually, so it just more looks like part of their body or skin rather than an element. So I like that difference. Again, as you see, this is very similar to the Prince Kalmar minifigure torso. Even if you just look here, yeah. I like the details that you get to the sides here with these blue dots, and just down the center, just kind of like this whitish, greenish scales or whatever. And in the center, you get this gold plate. Pretty nice. I like the armor as well. And I like that the hands are blue, kind of this nice contrast, this nice spot of vibrancy in comparison to the rest of this minifigure. And the weapons, yeah, these are pretty good. I like how these weapons, they actually make use of the dragon bone blade hilt, but in black. This piece has been used a lot in the past few years since it's been released, which I think is really good. But overall, the minifigures for the set, pretty nice. I'm going to give this set a 9 out of 10. This is a really good set. The colors are great. And this set, in comparison to past Dragons, feels somewhat different. It definitely feels more tailored towards a water wave or underwater setting. And yeah, overall, great set. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know. And let me know your thoughts on the water dragon down below. And I'll see you guys next time.